Good evening and welcome to the Gulf Coast Sports Network. We are live tonight from the new Eagles Nest in Spring Hill, Florida, as we prepare for a huge county rivalry game tonight as the Sharks of Nature Coast square off against the Eagles of Springstead. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Will Wilkie, and I'll be with you for the pregame show. We've got a lot of great coverage tonight for the pregame show, including our brand new Coach's Corner featuring key matchups of tonight's ball game. If you're new to the Gulf Coast Sports Network, we are a registered nonprofit media company, fully staffed by a wonderful crew of talented volunteers. All of our content is free, so please consider subscribing to our channel, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, which you can find by using the handle @GCSN Broadcast. That's @GCSN Broadcast. Your follows, likes, and free subscriptions help us in offsetting our costs. And as always, we appreciate your viewership and the support of our sponsors and advertisers. So let's go ahead and get things started tonight with the pregame report. So tonight in Spring Hill, we've got overcast clouds, temperature of 80 degrees. We had a lot of rain earlier today. We're going to hope that those rain clouds stay away for tonight's ball game. And now we're going to turn our attention to the game itself. So tonight, the Nature Coast Sharks coming in with a 1-0 record. Getting their first win of the season against Bartow, 16-6, while the Eagles had a hard-fought battle against Trinity Catholic, but they dropped the ball game in a 20-14 decision. And tonight at halftime, we're going to be featuring our senior spotlight, and that's going to be Springstead quarterback Aiden Coleman. So be sure you stick with us for that, and that's part of our halftime show. That'll be coming up. So we're going to pause now for the national anthem. And when we do, we'll come right back to the GCSN Coach's Corner.
The Springstead Marching Band under the direction of Zach Federer.
And that is the Springstead Eagle Marching Band with our national anthem. So now we're going to go ahead and take it to the Coach's Corner. Now.
Welcome to the first edition of Coach's Corner, where the game plan meets. Friday night, I am Coach Mo, and tonight, the Nature Coast Sharks will visit the Springstead Eagles as they play their first game here on their brand new turf. And the first two key players to watch have a pretty cool connection. Both come from the Explorer K-8 football program under Coach Newby, who has led that program to back-to-back conference championships. Same roots, two different sidelines, but very different running backs. Let's go to the film. First up, we got Nature Coast's R.J. Jones, number 4, a sophomore. Last season rushed for 1,384 yards and 17 touchdowns. And that doesn't take long of watching film to understand what makes this young man so dangerous. His explosiveness. Give R.J. a crease, and he's through it. give him an open field, and he'll speed right down and miss 1 or 2 tackles to make those 6 points. But he's really, what I want you guys to watch during these film is that RJ, when he has the football, watch out. But when he doesn't have the football, that's the type of player he is. He's a selfless player with willing to block and do the dirty work when teammates need to make a play. And the impact he doesn't have is not just on offense, but RJ does go both ways. You'll see him contributing on the defensive side of the ball as well, showing the same athleticism and effort. And finally, on this last highlight that you all will see is he also will do it on special teams. RJ doesn't just want the football, he wants to impact the football game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is number 4 for Nature Coast, RJ Jones. Now, we did show you the Lightning, which is RJ Jones, but on the other side of the field, we also have another good running back, which is number 3, Will Figueroa. Now, he is the Thunder. Let's watch these highlights. Running Figueroa. Last season, he rushed for 718 yards with 12 touchdowns. But don't expect him to look anything like RJ Jones. Will is the workhorse. He's not only looking to dance around you, he's worried that you are going to make a mistake. Sometimes he needs 3 yards, sometimes maybe 5. And when you're standing between Will and those 5 yards, you better be ready to earn that tackle. Watch the way he runs. Shoulders down, legs moving and falling forward. And after 4 quarters of trying to tackle this young man, those 3 to 4 yards are starting to add up. But here's where Will comes more important to Springstead's offense. Watch what starts happening to the defense. You bring another defender into the line. Another one. Pretty soon you have 8 men in the box because you're determined to stop number 3. And that's exactly what Springstead wants. Because as you watch the last highlight, the quarterback puts the ball in Willie's belly, the defense bites, and he starts looking downfield, and guess what? 80-yard touchdown. Will never even touched the ball on that play, but the threat of Will running the football helps create a touchdown. That's impact. That, ladies and gentlemen, is number 3, Will Figueroa, the Thunder. Is he back? 2 running backs, 2 completely different styles, both developed from that KA Explorer program, and tonight on opposite sidelines. Number 4, RJ Jones. Number 3, Will Figueroa, the Lightning and Thunder of these teams. Keep your eyes on both of those 2 guys. I'm Coach Mo, and I'm going to send it back up to the booth. Take it away, Paul and Abe.
Is still building and it's great. It's sitting out watching everyone prepare as everybody came into the stands. The band was preparing, the cheerleaders were rolling out their mats, setting the whole thing up. It's one of those moments to where football season is back and it's time to play some football tonight.
You got that right. Well, we're into week 2 of the season, and Nature Coast last week, they had a pretty big week against Bartow last week. What do you think of Nature Coast this year, Abe?
Well, Nature Coast coming in, they should come in with some confidence. They're coming off a 10-3 season last year. They had a great season going all the way to the regional finals under their new head coach, Coach Hawley, and now they come in with 1 win up under their belt, but they also have some new changes to their offense. Even though they still have their impact running back, RJ Jones, which is a force to be reckoned with on that field with his great offensive line, but they also have a new quarterback. Last year they had Cash Williams leading the way. Now they have Christian Garrett who comes in, and he seems like he got an arm like a gunslinger. So, those 2 matchups seems like it's going to be a great thing to go to.
Yeah, Garrett had a pretty big game last week. He threw for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. So now for Springstead, last week they had a little trip up there against Trinity Catholic. What's your view on Springstead this year, Abe?
Springstead had a nice season last year. They come back, with a lot of seniors. Some of those young guys had to play early, and now they're seniors. But now it's one of those things to where now we get to go ahead and see how Aiden Coleman, who is also going to be the new field general for the Eagles, make his mark, especially tonight. on this new turf field and everything that they have going on here. And Paul, you know me, I'm all about the trenches. And that's where I believe the game is going to begin and end in those trenches. Especially behind Aiden Coleman. You got Big Figueroa. I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with as well. So, you have Aiden Coleman challenging Christian Garrett, R.J. Jones challenging Figueroa, and then you got the offensive line of both the Eagles and the Sharks.
Yeah, that should be a really good matchup here tonight. Like you said, Figueroa, he went over the century mark last week, scored a touchdown. So, he's definitely going to be the powerhouse to this running game for Springstead. And Nature Coast, they're going to try, like you said, they're going to try to rely on R.J. Jones, who only a junior, and the man can definitely run. They're going to have to be definitely going to have to respect the pass. Springstead will, because Nature Coast does not hesitate to go ahead and throw that ball.
But let's not forget about the Sharks got a defense, and I'm a firm believer defense win championships. The Sharks got a great defense. Those guys are, playing lights out football. They're swarming to the ball. They're wrapping up and they're tackling. They've been working on those tackling drills. So, with defensive lineman Joseph Lizer leading the way, with
Yeah.
Tyler Davis as well leading the way, and then you got back in the back their senior cornerback Picarelli. Those guys make an impact during the ball game. So their defense should show us some nice things tonight.
Yeah, Picarello, he had 10 tackles last week, and can't count out Giovanazzi. Giovanazzi had 8 tackles last week, and on the defensive side for Springstead, James Hicks brought it last week with 10 tackles, and Gabriel Dooley also with 8 tackles. So, this is, on paper, this is pretty much an even matchup, Abe.
It could be anybody ball. It's still early in the season, still early. One thing that we try to avoid, especially early in the game, is penalties, turnovers. So those are things that can be crucial in this ball game here tonight.
Absolutely. Like you said, this new field here, that's a pretty sharp-looking field, man. First field, the only field in Hernando County with an all-turf field, and we're going to be getting some action going over here. Record books are going to be getting put in here. Who's going to be the first one to score on the old new turf here at Springstead?
Who's going to be the first to get a victory here? So the Eagles got a lot on their shoulders tonight, trying to, take this home field advantage, new turf field, setting records across the board. What are they going to do? Their backs, are against the wall right now because the Sharks are coming in trying to upset them on their new turf.
All right, we're just about to put toe to leather here, Abe. Looks like Nature Coast is going to receive him to start this ball game.
So
Kicking off for Springstead is going to be number 32, Kevin Bradenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready for some Friday Night Lights with Gulf Coast Sports Network, bringing it to you live. Make sure you subscribe and like.
There we go. That's kicked out short. Taken by the up back. They're going to bring it over about to the 46. That looks like number 1, James Hicks, on the return there. So Nature Coast will go ahead and start in pretty good field position here. First and 10 at their own 41.
I'm quite sure Coach Holly is going to try to do what he do best, and he's going to stick with that run, and they're going to come out and run unless they're going to surprise us with Christian Garrett going deep, one of the two. But we get to see it right here live.
Yeah, so Christian Garrett will go ahead and lead these boys up here. Actually, they're going to see he's down at the 45 here. So first and 10 at the 45 for the Sharks. Looks to the left, fires, complete. That's out to Jackson DiPetrillo.
Looked like a little shotgun pass to Garrett. Garrett throws a nice little 5-yard hitch over to number 2, Jackson DiPetrillo. So they didn't come out in the game starting with a run. He did start out with a little pass.
Yeah. Got to keep Springstead on their toes here. So that'll bring up 2nd and 3. Correction, 2nd and 2. We got a 5-receiver set out here right now, Abe. There's the snap, the quick out.
Another
Across the 40.
another little quick out from
Nick
Garrett.
Elwin.
Hit Nick Elwin, which picks up the first down. That's 2 back-to-back passes out of the Sharks early. Field General Christian Garrett commanding the field right now with 2 nice passes. Sharks able to move the chains.
So we're going to have 1st and 10 for the Sharks now in Springstead territory at the 39-yard line. Garrett with Jones next to him. Back to pass again. He's going long. He's got
a
Elwin.
man.
That's a touchdown, Sharks.
That's number 7, Nick Elwin. 3 passes.
We
It's
got
a
a
flag on the field.
Looks like we got a
Holding.
hold. Yeah.
Gonna bring him back, but check out the Care One instant replay. Garrett drops back, puts it in the air. Perfect breadbasket catch by number 7. But apparently there was some holding. It was too good to be true, which is gonna back the Sharks up.
Yeah.
But the Sharks is coming out completely different from the norm tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, last week, Garrett definitely was showing off his arm, and I guess he wants to continue this week, but that's a swift kick in the gut right there. You put 7 on the board on a hold, and you got to bring it right on back. So
They
that'll
they still got great field position right now.
Sure, they're still in the Eagle territory in the 1st and 20. So there's a snap. There's the handoff to Jones. He's going up the middle. Looks like he picks up about 2 on that one.
A little quick handoff from Garrett. R.J. Jones pushes up the middle for about 3 yards on that carry.
Taken down by Antonio Graham on that.
Now, for the Eagles to be successful up front in those trenches, like I said, Antonio Graham and the guys next to him got to have a big game. They got to have a push and put pressure on Garrett as well as stop that run of the Sharks.
So 2nd and 18. 2-yard pickup, we'll say, on that one. Again, there's the handoff right up the middle. That's number 12, Leon Spites. Taken down there by number 11, Ethan Wofford. So that'll be 3rd down and 16.
Sharks again tried to run it up the middle, but the Eagles swarmed to that ball quickly, made some move, which can be a momentum shift because remember, the Sharks came out passing. Now that run game is seen to begin stuff up front. So right now, the Eagles seem to be holding up front in these trenches.
That'd put him in a tough position here. 3rd and long, definitely a passing. Garrett to the left, he's rolling out, gets a little bit of pressure, throws it over to DiPetrillo, and there's a flag. Yeah, definitely. That's a late hit out of bounds right there. So that'll give an extra 15 on that one and a new set of downs for the Sharks.
Right now, that shows Garrett's 4 for 4 with his passing game. Now, the Eagles just did something that I'm quite sure Coach Garofano is going to be very upset. Yes, he made a great play, got him out of bounds, but the extra little tackle has taxed on the yards.
Yeah, you know how I always say it, Abe, man. I say it every year. These are the type of penalties that, they're unnecessary. You got to control yourself. Those are the kind of penalties that kind of cost you games. So they gotta just keep those in check for tonight. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Sharks at the Eagle 18-yard line. Jones the deep back. Pitches it out to Jones around the right. Cuts it back in the middle. And he gets up to about the 14-yard line, 13-yard line.
There's a toss sweep from Garrett to Jones. Jones was able to get around the right side. He was able to pick up about 5 yards on the carry.
Lucas Bridges on the tackle for Springstead.
Now, Paul, the beginning of this game, Garrett has been hitting those outs in those screen-like passes. So right now is a golden opportunity because I'm quite sure Springstead think R.J. Jones is the man because this is normally when he gets the ball.
Right. Yeah. Well, second and 5 in this situation here. Had officials timeout for equipment repair for Springstead. That was number 1, Dominic Picarillo. Came off to the sidelines here. So second down. DiPetrillo and O'Connell split left. Double shift with the tight ends. There's a snap. Jones going to take it right where those tight ends were at. A big stop there by Springstead. Maybe picked up about a yard, maybe 2.
So right now, Paul, it looks like right now the run game is being controlled by Springstead. Each time that they have run the ball, they're only averaging 3 to 4 yards per carry, and the Eagles are making big stops. Where the Eagles aren't able to cover the Sharks are right now in those short passes.
So we'll see what Garrett has in store for the Sharks here on third down.
Well, he has the hot hand right now. Four straight passes and 4 straight completions.
There's a snap. It's going to give to R.J. Jones. Once again, battle up the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get nothing on that. Will Figueroa on the tackle on that one. That'll bring up fourth down.
Check out this Care One instant replay, which was a quick handoff right up the middle, and the defense made a complete wall to where Jones was trying to bounce off but was unable to get anything on there. It looked like the Sharks would be going for it on fourth down. Garrett rolls to the right.
He's looking downfield. Throws it. Oh, it's behind his receiver.
And it's intercepted off the fingertips.
No, incomplete. Incomplete pass, so big stop there by Springstead. That pass was intended to Carter O'Connell.
Care One instant replay. Garrett gets the ball. He rolls to his right. 14 is wide open, hits him in the hand, and it bounces out of his hands.
Yeah, the pass was a little bit behind him, but he tried to make the adjustment and just could not wheel it in. So Springstead will go ahead and take the ball over deep in their own territory, and their offense will be coming out here. And like you said, they're led by Aiden Coleman.
So we got Aiden Coleman coming out. He's backed up all the way against his own end zone.
1st and 10 at the 11. There's the handoff to Figueroa. He goes right up the middle. Looks like he gets himself about 5 or 6 yards in that.
So Eagles come out with a quick dive. Coleman to Figueroa. He goes up that middle. And it looked like the Eagles was able to get a nice push.
So it's going to be the first water break of the year. So with the score 0-0, Springstead with the ball on the drive. We'll be right back. All right, we're back here. 6:06 left here in the first quarter. Springstead ball, second down, and about 5 to go. There's the snap. Going to go to Figueroa, right back up the middle again. gets about 3 on this one, so that'll bring up third down and about 3 for Springstead. Playing a little conservative right off the bat here.
So it looked like Coach Garofano is going to, he's not going to be intimidated by the passing game of the Sharks early. He's going to go ahead and stay with his game plan and continue to run his plays. And he's continue to run those dives straight up the middle. And he's going to draw the Sharks in, and then probably going to pop a pass in a second.
So there's a handoff again. Figueroa, he tries it around the left side. Big stop there by number 6, Will Coffey. And that's going to be short of the first down, so that'll bring up a big 4th down. Big decision early. It's fourth at about maybe a yard, half yard.
Huge decision by Coach Garofano right now. He's sending his signal caller out there. Coleman's coming in with the play. One or two things going to happen. He's either going to try to get them to jump off sides and then they punt it, or he's get the first down.
Oh, there's a flag, and that'll definitely go ahead and put the kibosh to it because it's going to be false start against the Eagles. So that'll move them back, and that first down was just now taken off the board for them. It looks like they're going to go ahead and set the punter on. So Kevin Bredenberg will be back to punt for the Eagles, and back deep for the Sharks is going to be R.J. Jones.
And that's a dangerous man to have back there with a lot of feel.
Now it looks like refs stopped the game here to take number 1 off again. There's a snap. Punts away. High hanging part. Goes out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. So let's go ahead and go over the starting lineup for tonight. For Nature Coach, you got Garrett Jones, Elwin, DiPetrillo, O'Connell, and Earls in the skill positions. Up front on the line, you got Myers, Smith, Young, Bedford, and Thompson. And the specialties are Kepner and Garrett. So 1st and 10 for the Sharks at the 44 Springstead. That's a quick kiss to Elwin. Elwin's going around the left side looking for some room. He does have some room. There is a flag back at about the line of scrimmage. Now let's take a look at Springstead's defense. Up front, we got Johnson, Bridges, Graham, and Hicks. The second layer, we got Ayash, Hines, and Dooley. And the secondary for Springstead this evening, Leal, Archer, Rogers, and Brown.
So it seems like penalties are hurting the Sharks early tonight.
So, yeah, another holding call is going to move them back another 10 here. So, Garrett under center. There's a snap, fakes the handoff. Looking to the right. He's got DiPetrillo. He overthrows him a little bit there.
So it looked like the Sharks came out and was trying to get some field back and going deep. But a little miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver on that play.
Yeah, I mean, he had the inside on him on that play, so Garrett would have, kind of laid off a little bit on that power pass. I think he had him. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Sharks. Sharks mixing it up here with a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Elwin DiPetrillo out to the right. He's looking that way. Ooh, right through the hands of Elwin. The man who caught the touchdown that got called back a little bit earlier goes right through his hands. So
Garrett drops back again, tried to put the hands into his playmaker, Nick Elwin. Not sure if it's miscommunication, but he was able to see that ball come in. He got to make that catch. He looked
absolutely.
downfield before he took off caught the ball.
Yeah, that was something that he probably should have caught, and he knows he probably should have caught it. So when you make that kind of a little error, you want to go ahead and rebound and make sure the next one you haul in. So Elwin split right again along with O'Connell. There's the snap. Garrett goes on the shorter route there to Elwin. That's up to about the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and about 6.
So on that play, Paul, Garrett took the ball, ran to the right side, saw his player downfield, number 7. He hit him. Those two have connected multiple times tonight so far. So he does have great hands, but he also got to make sure he keep his eye on that ball and catch it each time, because apparently Garrett likes them soft hands of his.
Yeah, last week he had 4 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. So,
and he had that touchdown earlier tonight that was called back as well by a penalty.
So it'll be 4th and 6. Springstead's 40. Sharks gonna do a quick kick. It's a nice punt right there. Did it make it into the end zone? Refs are looking at each other, and they're going to say it was a touchback. So with that being a touchback with 2:45 left to go, our score here, Springstead 0. We're going to go ahead and show you Springstead's offense tonight. You got Coleman, Figueroa, Leal, Rogers, Brown, and Mongold. Up front, you got Hartley, Graham, Cheney, Jamie, and Johnson. So it'll be 1st and 10. And the kicker is Stanina. And the defense for the Sharks tonight looks like this. Davis, Lizer, Coffee, and Frochet. The linebackers are Jones, Parker, and Giovinazzi.
Look
and
like
the secondary, Hannah, Picariello, Williams, and Burton. And the kicker for tonight's contest for the Sharks is Mr. Chapman. All starting lineups are brought to you by Divinity Med Spa. And there's a handoff going right up the middle. I think that's Braxton Leal on that carry. He picks himself up back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring 2nd down and 10. So the Eagles have yet to let the ball fly. Just trying to pound it down the Sharks' throat. Figueroa and Leal in the backfield. The handoff goes to Figueroa right up the middle. Picks up about 5 yards on that one. That'll be 3rd and 5 for the Eagles coming up here.
So, Paul, it looked like the Eagles are sticking with the dive plays, but they're picking up good yardage on each carry that Figueroa has. And what's hurting them is penalties right now. And that's pretty much hurting both teams is the penalties. But the Eagles are staying true to their run game. They have not attempted a pass just yet.
Yeah, they see if they're going to go ahead and throw the ball this time around here. 3rd and 5, though. And they're not. They're going to give it to Figueroa, who gets up to about the 29-yard line. Looks like, again, he's going to be about a yard short. Tackle there made by number 8, Dontrell Parker.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down, 4th and 1. Last time they tried this, the Eagles jumped off sides.
Yeah, the penalty bit him. So there's a snap right up to Figueroa. He got stuffed on the line of scrimmage. I don't
But
think he got it, Abe.
It looks like he may have it. He got the first down. The
Oh.
referee gives him the first down. That was a big tough one on that one. The trenches are playing tonight. It is a battle in that line. If you're not watching the trenches, you ought to see how this is playing out tonight.
Willie Coffey on there making a big stick there. Thought he held him up, but the ref went ahead and gave him that yard. So big first down for Springstead at their own 31. Trying to get something materialized here with 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. Again, going to Figueroa. Picks up. That'll probably do it for the first quarter here, Abe.
But once again, they went right up back into that dive. And I don't know if it's like a heavyweight fight, Paul. It's one of those situations to where they're going blow for blow right now, trying to get their run games established on both sides of the ball. But the Sharks have showed us they're able to pass the ball. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. 0-0, Springstead, Nature Coast.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
I went through the VFW, I went through the American Legion, and I felt they couldn't help me. And, I got in touch with Chris, and he got right to work on it, and I'd say within a year, I had 100% disability.
All right, so we're back here. Start of the second quarter. Springstead second down at their own 34-yard line. Trying to get a little drive going here. A heavy dose of Will Figueroa. This time it's going to be handoff on a little end around there by number 7, Jeremiah Brown. Picks up some decent yardage there.
So on that, Coleman went ahead, faked Figueroa, gave an inside handoff to Brown, which Brown was able to try to get up the middle, picked up about 2-3 yards. Pretty much like an end around on that play right there.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2 for the Springstead Eagles. There's a snap once again to Figueroa. He bounces off his own guy, fights for the extra yardage, and he gets the first down.
Looked like he got the first down. Once again, they hand it off to their fullback, Figueroa, who just pounds his way and just tries to find a way to make a first down. So right now, the way Figueroa is running the ball, Paul, body language tells a lot. Right now, the Sharks are trying to figure out, how could they bring this big guy down and stop this run.
This one goes to Leal this time and stuck in the backfield. Number 56.
He's immediately hit by number 56.
Joe Lizer.
Joseph Lizer on that tackle came in like the water boy. Bobby Boucher kind of play on that one.
That's it.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, McCoo on the big tackle on that one. So second down and 13. Correction, second down and 12. Coleman hands it off to the up back. That's number 4. That's Dooley.
So another quick dive play by the Eagles. Coleman just hands it straight off to Dooley, and he goes up the middle, picking up about 4 yards like a Dooley on that play.
That's right. Get out of his way. He's going to roll some coal on you. So we got Dooley and Leal in the backfield again. Looks like the Sharks got a little antsy on that one. Dontrell Parker looks like he might have jumped off sides on that one.
Check out the Care One instant replay on that. Coleman giving a call. And Dooley went straight up the middle, picked up about 3-4 yards on the play. It was so fast, Care One didn't even catch it.
So third down and about 1.5 yards for the Eagles. Big Will Figueroa back in the game. Now, that's one of the things the Eagles are going to have to manage is the amount of carries he gets tonight because he's a big boy. He may break down a little bit and need some breathers, but on this run right here, he says no. He's going to go ahead and get the first down for the Eagles on a big run up the middle. Picks up about 3 on that one.
It looked like he's following behind number 79, Jacob Jamie. He's a senior, 6'2", 250 pounds, and he's showing every bit of it tonight as he's making a hole for his fullback and running backs to come through.
So 1st and 10 at the 44, Sharks territory. Eagles going with the old school football, just handing it off. There's Leal again, trying to bounce it around the outside. He gets up to about the 40 before he's brought down by number 20, William Giovinazzi.
So, Paul, it was a simple dive play to the right side, and it looked like he was just finding a hole, tap dancing, trying to find a way to make it around. And what's happening is now the Sharks are starting to try to do some arm tackling, which is not going to work, and then they were able to get him to flow out of bounds.
He's a big load, too, man. I mean, getting pounded on all night long on that defensive side. Sometimes you get a little tentative. Again, they're going to go to Figueroa up the middle. He got tripped up there by Lizor.
And there's a flag on the play.
Going to be holding against the Eagles. So that'll march them back 10 yards. So, yeah, Eagles have decided, you know what, we're just going to keep it the old school football. We're going to run it right down your throat, and you're going to have to stop us every time. And, you mentioned it in the break, Abe, about, possession. It might be something that they're looking for just to keep the ball out of the Sharks' hand.
And they're managing that clock right now.
Again, Figueroa right up the middle. He's got a hole.
Looked like he was able to pick up some of those yards that they lost. And once again, it's just a straight hand the ball off, push it up the field. That means that offensive line for the Eagles are pushing it. Check out this Care One instant replay and look in the trenches. And what you see the Sharks are going backwards. They're standing straight up, and the Eagles' offensive line is just getting in their way and pushing them out the way.
So 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Coleman looking to the sideline. Again, going up the middle of Figueroa. Immediately taken down there by Lizor again. Yeah, and there's going to be a penalty on that one. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on number 4, R.J. Jones. The thing of it is the closest official saw him walk over the player. Thought it was okay. Apparently the referee in the backfield said nope. So we got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike on R.J. Jones, which that ain't good.
Check out the Care One instant replay on that play. Hand off to Figueroa. He goes up, makes the tackle. R.J. picks him up, slams him to the ground, and stands over him. And that's one of them plays that it may come back to bite you. Because not only did he get the unsportsmanlike penalty, but now he can't get another one here tonight.
Yeah, that goes back to ridiculous penalties. Costly for teams. So 1st and 10 Eagles at the 26-yard line. There's the handoff to Leal. He's going to, looks like he's, correction, that's not Leal, that's Dooley. Dooley gets it up to about the 21-yard line.
So, Paul, it was another simple dive play, straight up the middle. The Eagles' offensive line are making a hole, and they're just making a way, and these backs are just running with their heads down and moving their legs.
Second and 5 for the Eagles. 6:44 left to go here in the half. Coming up on another mandatory water break. Dooley and Leal again in the backfield. It looks like Springstead's going to go ahead and take a timeout here and talk it over. So with 6:30 left to go here, our score 0-0. We'll be right back.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you know, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
So we're back here, 6:30. Springstead on a little bit of a drive here with the help of a big 15-yard penalty given up by Nature Coast. Second down at the 21-yard line, 2nd and 5. Coach Garofano talked it over with his boys. And Abe, I'm going to say there's a high likelihood that there's going to be a handoff to Will Figueroa on this play.
Paul, right now, the Eagles are knocking on the door. 2nd and 5. Figueroa up the middle, picks up about 6 on that play.
So that'll be
3rd and 1.
Yep, 3rd and short.
Now, I'm quite sure it's either going to be Figueroa once again up the middle. It's working. They haven't stopped it.
So they're going to go ahead and measure. Get an official's timeout here. I think he's going to be just a little bit short on this one, Abe. I guess they don't have the Hawkeye vision here to do the virtual first downs. We're going to have to get with Will and have him show me maybe he can implement that into the graphics here.
Or the digital measuring.
That's the Hawkeye system, Abe.
Listen, some people need to know. They were like, what is he talking about, Hawkeye? There it is. But we can get a bird's eye view.
Yeah, who needs Hawkeye? We are just short. Come on now. What are you looking at? Uh-oh, he's going to pull out the old postcard there. The index card. If it's not to the stick, then it's not a first down. There we go. So they've decided that he's about an inch short.
So you either use Coleman or Figueroa. What's your choice?
Well, Coleman, he's a big kid, so I mean, you know, you're talking that kid there is 6'1", 195, and he can just lean forward in that pile.
Well, the referees just did a water break.
Oh, that's great. So we're going to have a water break here, and still no score, and we'll be right back after these messages.
We're going to check out the regional scoreboard.
All right, we're back here, and that was the John LaBelle's Repair scoreboard. John LaBelle's Repair is going to be sponsored our scoreboard this year. Big shout out to John. So here we go. 3rd down and an inch. They're going to give it to Figueroa. He's going to bounce it out to the left-hand side. He's going to cut it back, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Looks like he's down to about the 8-yard line.
And that was another quick hitter by Coleman to Figueroa, and he just bounced up the left side following his block, and then he was able to get at least 2 more on his own.
All right, so that'll be a 1st down here. Springstead 1st and goal at the 8. There's the handoff again to Figueroa. He's going to pounce it to the right side now. He picks up about 3 on that one. Maybe 2. So it'll be 2nd goal at about the, well, they're going to say he was down at the 7-yard line. So they only gave him about a yard on that.
Looked like they were following behind number 72, Cameron Hartley, on that play, the big lineman, and they're just pushing up front. I must say the Eagles front guys are doing their job tonight. They're moving the Sharks out of the way.
Figueroa again up the middle, breaks it down to about the 3-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 3.
And what's happening is they're taking care of that front line to where now you have small guys like R.J. Jones trying to bring down Figueroa after he makes it past that first wave. And a lot of pounding like that, that's going to hurt the Sharks' offense as well, because he's going to be tired of trying to take this big guy down going into the second half of this game.
Yeah, that's a good point right there, Abe. Let's see what Springstead could dial up here. Again, Figueroa up the middle, immediately taken down. Nice tackle there.
That was number 21.
Tyler Davis, TD Davis, baby.
Now, keep in mind, Tyler Davis, he used to be at Eagles, and he was playing offensive line when he was over here his freshman year. And then he went over to Nature Coast.
Well, I'm sure they're going to be pretty happy they got him making tackles like that. So, big 4th down. 4th and goal at the 3. They're loading up on the right side, Abe. Coleman looking over. See if there's a change in the play. And there's going to be another, looks like another timeout. This time it's going to be for Nature Coast. So they could talk it over. So we got 3:35 left to go here in the first half, Abe.
And we got a chess match. We got a big crowd on hand tonight. The Eagles are knocking on the door.
Yeah, really decent crowd tonight here between the Eagles and even Nature Coast.
And once again, for all those viewers, make sure you subscribe and like. It's free. Let us know how you feel about the games. Make sure you follow us each and every week, bringing you this hometown action Friday night under the lights.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned towards the end of the game for our Glory Days player of the game, Abe. Bringing that back once again, we like to thank Glory Days for sponsoring the Glory Days player of the game this year again. We'd like to thank all our sponsors.
And make sure you tune in and check out our senior spotlight, which tonight will be featuring Springstead senior Aiden Coleman, the field general for the night for the Eagles.
All right, so here we go. Big 4th down. They're going to give it to Figueroa. He's fighting. He's fighting. No, they said he's going to be short. Right at the half-yard line. No such thing as a half-yard line, but I'm going to call it at the half-yard line. So it's going to be a big stop for the Nature Coast Sharks there. And they'll take over at their own goal line.
That was a big play for the Sharks to stop that play. Big shout out to the Sharks defensive line and everybody else that filled each and every one of those holes over there to stop that, because the Eagles was trying to be the first team to score on this field.
So Christian Garrett will go ahead and bring the Sharks out. 99 yards to go. With 3:29 left to go in the first half. See the rushing yards there for Nature Coast. And he breaks it off. He gets himself a little something on that. That's Christian Garrett. He took it himself, went over the right side, and got himself about 6 yards on that play.
So on that play, the Sharks played safe. Quarterback keeper straight up the middle. He was able to pick up a good 5 yards on that play. 5 and matching his jersey number 5. That's going to be Christian Garrett.
Easy with the number 5 comment.
5 is alive.
Don't need Jane Daniels knocking on our door. So here we go. Second down at about 4. There's the handoff. Going to go right up the middle. That's Spites. He's going to break it around the right side. He brings it up to the 45-yard line. Neon Spites. Big run there for Nature Coast.
So check out the Care One instant replay. Garrett checks the field. Quick handoff. He hits the outside. Right around the right side, he was able to find the lane, and he took it and got them out of the danger zone.
Yeah, nice block out there by the receiver. Give him that extra cushion there to go ahead and take it up to the 44-yard line.
So now the Sharks, they're in that 2-minute warning. Look like they're going trips to the left.
So Garrett again, quick out. That's Jones. He's breaking the pass. He looks like he's going to go in for the touchdown. R.J. Jones, touchdown Sharks.
That was a beautiful pass and catch and run connection between Garrett and Jones.
So the first touchdown at Springstead's shiny new field here goes to the Sharks. Nice pass from Garrett to Jones.
So Garrett hits Jones. Jones finds and breaks away, uses his speed and his vision, and gets himself in the touchdown. It was a beautiful pass by Garrett. R.J. Jones put the icing on the cake and took it.
So the snap is down, the kick is up. Good by Kepner. So that'll put the Sharks up 7-0 here with 1:52 left in the first half. So a nice strike there by the Sharks, a nice answer, going 99 yards.
The Sharks say, who need a 2-minute drill when we got Garrett?
One of the
And
reasons
Jones.
we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials. Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us.
All right, so we're back here. Big score by Nature Coast. Going 99 yards. Go up 7-0 here right before the half. So that's a punch to the gut to Springstead's defense on that.
But you know, Garrett came out poised with that. They were back in the end zone, pretty much in the end zone. He was able to take it 5 yards, move them out.
And it was only 4 plays, I believe. So Kepner with the kickoff. Kicks out to number 9, who's not on our roster. Looks like the ball might have come loose on that. Springstead recovers. Little Springstead ball. First and 10 at the 27.
So, Paul, with 1:45 remaining in the half, this is where Coach Garofano, are you going to stick with the same run, or are you going to try to open it up with a pass? Because we have yet to see Coleman throw a pass all night.
In this situation here, I mean, he's only down 7. He's going to get the ball to start the second half. So It's not a big urgency to go ahead and throw it down and score. So I think he's just going to keep to what he's doing right now. Be satisfied maybe with the 7-0, be down 7-0 at halftime here, and then regroup and get the ball to start the second half and go from there. But we'll see. We'll see. He could, open it up a little bit and have Coleman throw the ball downfield.
But also, what you don't want to happen is these Sharks get enough time to punch it back in if they could get that ball back.
Well, the Sharks still got 2 timeouts here. Correction, 1 timeout. So the Eagles getting stuck there with a delay of game. So 1st and 15, deep in their territory. There's a snap. There's the handoff to Leal. Trying to look for something. Doesn't get too much.
That was Joseph Lizer again.
And Tron Hanna on the tackle too. So, and it looks like the Sharks are going to take the timeout here with 1:33.
Sound like the Eagles fans are yelling, "Throw the ball," and they're getting pretty loud up here.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here.
For the past 5 years, I haven't ran because I just believed that my body was on the decline, that the pain that I was experiencing was not tolerable enough for me to go out and run. And the day that he adjusted me, I felt that relief, and I felt like I could actually put on my cleats again.
So we're back here. 7-0. Nature Coast taking the lead here late in the first half. Springstead's going to be second down and long. Looks like they're showing blitz. And there's going to be a flag. They had Springstead jump on that one.
It's going to back them up.
False start penalty is going to bring second and very long now for Springstead. I think this kind of answers the question if they're going to run a pass. They give it to Brown on the inside run. And there's going to be another timeout for Nature Coast. That should be their final timeout. So 126 left here in the half. Nature Coast is going to be third down. Nature Coast looking to maybe get the ball back here before the end of the half here and maybe put another 7 up on the board. Again, it only took them 4 plays last time, Abe, 99 yards. Thanks to 2 big plays there. One by Neon Spites and the other with the touchdown pass to R.J. Jones. So, Abe, would you be in agreement just to go ahead and try to get a little something here and just get your defense back out there and maybe they can hold the Sharks here? I mean, it doesn't help them with the penalties that they're accruing against themselves. So,
But the Eagles need to get a spark somewhere. At a minute 26 seconds, they got to have some up their sleeve to at least get a spark somewhere. And they go right back to the dive play.
yeah, so that'll bring up fourth down and looks like about 10. So back to the original line of scrimmage. So the Eagles will go ahead and probably milk this all the way down that they can and call a timeout and then punt it away. And that looks like exactly what Coach Garofano is going to do.
Special teams make special plays at special times. So if he don't kick it out of bounds and he gives opportunity to R.J. Jones, And who else do they have back there? Number 3 for the Sharks, which is going to be
Yeah, Tron Hanna.
Hannah, and give them an opportunity to make a play.
So Springstead is going to take that timeout. And we're going to go ahead and take a break here with 38 seconds left to go here in the half. Nature Coast up 7-0. We'll be right back.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. Why would you deal with this pain for another day?
All right, so we're back here. Springstead bringing out their punter.
Always remember, special teams make special plays.
Kevin Bradenberg back to punt for the Eagles, back deep. Jones and Hanna, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Gives Garrett 31 seconds to do something with the Sharks.
They're going to see where they're going to mark it at. All right, so they're going to go ahead and mark it down at about the 50-yard line. So they're going to go right in midfield with 31 seconds left. So this is one of these situations here, Abe, where, the Sharks could take advantage of this. Like I said, they'll be kicking off to start the second half. Try to get another 7 on the board. Maybe have Garrett wing it downfield. They do have no timeouts left, though, so they will have to hustle down the field there or try to get it out of bounds. Try to stock that clock if they can't get it out.
But right now they're controlling this game, especially when they have the ball in their hands.
Here we go. Garrett, quick out. Gets his receiver. That's Elwin, and he gets out of bounds. But they're going to keep running the clock there. Said he didn't have the forward momentum. So second down. Garrett's going to go ahead and spike it. 12 seconds left. Be third down and 4.
So again, it seemed like Garrett is loving Elwin on those little quick hitches and outs. Last time he went deep to Elwin as well.
Yeah, and don't forget about R.J. Jones and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. So here we go. It's going to be second down and 4. Third down and 4.
12 seconds remaining.
There's a snap. Garrett rolling to the right, getting heavy pressure. He just gets rid of it. Big pressure there by number 4, Gabriel Dooley. The mini truck there just went ahead and chased him down and forced Garrett and just dumping it off to nobody. Bringing up a fourth down with 8 seconds.
And Dooley really made a big play for the Eagles just now, putting that pressure on Garrett to where he pretty much had to throw it away.
So fourth down. 8 seconds left. This might constitute one of them little quick kicks like they had earlier. Showing blitz. Nope, he's going to throw it. Garrett with pressure. Hails it downfield. He's got 3 receivers. I don't think anybody caught that one. That went incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. So big first half for the Sharks to go ahead and go up 7-0 right before the halftime mark. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and throw it over to Will here with Springstead down 7-0 to Nature Coast. Will, take it away.
Thank you, Abe. Thank you, Paul. for a great first half call. What a ball game we've got going on. A rivalry game as you would expect. A hard-fought battle on both sides. 7-0. Nature Coast over Springstead. Welcome to GCSN at the half. I'm Will Wilkie, and I'll be taking you through our halftime program. So again, the halftime score is 7-0. We're going to go ahead and get things started tonight with our senior spotlight. Quarterback for Springstead, Aiden Coleman. Then we're going to go to our first half game changer, sponsored by Nature Coast Grind Busters. We'll get the regional game roundup from the John LaBelle Repair Regional Scoreboard. And then we're going to bring it back to Coach Mo for the GCSN Coaches Corner for his first half summary. All that coming up next on GCSN at the half. It's 7-0.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
"2026 Senior Spotlight, Aiden Coleman." Aiden, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you started from as a freshman to right now going into your senior year.
Yes, sir. So as a freshman, I started at SFA Academy, and I learned a lot there. It was a private school, so we had some older guys there, and I learned a lot from guys who have experience already. So going into Springstead now, I was already a little bit more developed, and going into Springstead, the coaches have supported me the whole time, and it's been very welcoming for me, and so they've developed me even more too. So it feels great.
Coach Garofano, I know he's a tough coach. He's very consistent with discipline. He has probably one of the most disciplined teams around in our county. How has that you bought into the program with him and the discipline he has for his team?
Yes, sir. It's been great. We've been held to a high standard, the whole team, not just me, the whole team, and it's been rubbed off on the leaders too. So we do the same thing. We hold everybody to that same standard and hold everybody accountable.
Coach Garofano, you have built a pillar here in Hernando County, you know, being one of the toughest teams out there and one of the teams to beat. Now your quarterback, Aiden Coleman. So how does he fit into your program and everything that you've put out there for your kids?
We've changed our offense around a little bit to curtail his strengths. He's a very accurate passer. He's got a very strong arm. He can read defenses really well. We do a lot of things in the RPO game where a lot of our offense relies on the quarterback and his decisions, both pre-snap and post-snap. You know, pre-snap, he might be able to pull it and throw it right away. Post-snap, he might be able to pull and throw it behind the linebacker's head. So it makes it really difficult when you have Aiden, you have a really strong line, you got good receivers, and you have a 230, 240-pound back that's coming downhill at you. It makes it really tough for opposing teams. So if he's able to throw the ball and we're able to get downhill and run, it's going to be trouble for opposing defenses.
So Aiden, give me a memorable moment that you've had during your high school football career.
I would say it isn't necessarily quarterbacking, but when I got to go on our gate formation and I was a center and I got to catch it was a 2-point conversion, but I say it's a touchdown pass. It was great.
And did you score on that or what?
Oh yeah, we caught it. Yeah.
Oh, you scored it.
Yeah.
So you like that play right there?
Yeah, I love that play.
I got you, Coach. One thing most coaches talk about is leadership. In everything that you do with your team and what you're building on your campus, how does Aiden play a role in that?
He's a leader in the huddle. You know, he's the coach in the huddle. We need our quarterback to be that guy. And, we can't be, it's not like youth league football or flag football where the coach can be in the huddle. He is our coach in the huddle. So he needs to command the respect of the players. He's got to get the play call. He's got to make sure we got enough guys in the huddle, the right personnel groupings. And then once we break the huddle, now he's got to make sure we're set, make sure everyone's hand in the ground or wherever they need to be. And then he needs to read the defense and then start his cadence and then keep track of the clock and the referee, the back judge, throwing his hands up, 5, 4, 3, getting the play done in time. So there's a lot to process. It's not just having a strong arm to be a quarterback. It's being a leader. It's being able to process, having it between the ears. And that's what makes the great ones what they are. It's what made Tom Brady what he was. He could process. He had it between the ears. He can anticipate. He could read. And when the windows were tight, he could put it in the right spot.
Give me your personal and team goals going into this season.
My personal goals really rely on the team, and it's really the same thing as the team goals. I mean, we want to go deep into the playoffs, and my personal goals is just to lead this team to the playoffs. I want to make sure we go 1-0 every week and never, really limiting the reps that we miss, 100% effort on every single play and limiting mistakes.
Coach, most coaches want their players to be leaders on the field, but you also want leaders off the field or around campus. So how has Aiden's ability as a leader to you has helped off campus?
He exudes confidence and leadership in the hallways, on the field, off the field, and everything that he does. And we expect that out of all of our players, really. They're Springstead football players 24/7. It's not just on the football field. So we expect them to act accordingly. But your character and your work ethic and all the life lessons that football teaches could last them forever.
This is your senior year. It's been a long journey, playing at a different school your freshman year, and now you're at the Eagles Nest for your senior year. Who has been someone that has helped you along the way that you want to give some credit to?
That person would be my dad. He's been there since I was 5 years old, throwing the football out with me in the front yard, teaching me everything, teaching me how to read defenses at such a young age. I mean, he's created leagues for me. He's coached all my teams for me. That's definitely one person I want to give all my credit to for sure.
All right, Aiden, we're going to get in our rapid-fire question round. Just have fun with it. Favorite player and why?
Favorite player probably has to be Will Figueroa. He's a really funny guy. He makes the practices so much better and definitely lifts the morale of the team.
Biggest rivalry locally and why?
Biggest rivalry is probably Nature Coast. I played with those guys in middle school and even Little League too. So I mean, I know all the guys over there. It's a great competition.
Favorite tradition at your school?
Favorite tradition has to be the spirit walk. In 7th period, everybody comes out of their classes. We have the cheerleaders and band out, and it just shows a lot of support for the team and stuff like that.
What is your pre-game ritual and why?
My pregame ritual is putting on my headphones, putting on calm music, no lyrics, and just visualizing every single play, every single snap, and really like focusing on what defenses are going to come out based on the formations and stuff, and really going from there.
Funniest teammate?
I'm gonna have to say Will. He's a really funny guy. He definitely makes everything much better, and I don't think anybody can come close to how funny he is.
What do you look forward to most after graduation?
I look forward to playing college football. I don't care what division it is. I love football, and I'm excited to play at the next level.
You have your 2026 Senior Spotlight, Aiden Coleman.
John, I need your camera back up. Welcome back to the halftime show, GCSN at the half. Now it's time to check in with our first half game changers. Our first half game changers are sponsored by Nature Coast Grindbusters Pressure Washing. If it's commercial or residential, they've got the tools to get the job done right. So let's get started with the offense. Tonight we've got Christian Garrett from Nature Coast, 7 for 10 in the air, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Congratulations, Christian. You're our first half game changer. So now let's go ahead and take it over to the defensive side. And getting it done on the defense, we're going to have to go Nature Coast again. William Giovinazzi from the linebacker position. He's been all over the field. And he's got 3 tackles to his credit and a couple of assists as well. So congratulations to William Giovinazzi. He's our defensive first half game changer for tonight. And again, thank you for sponsoring this first half game changer segment. That's Nature Coast Grindbusters.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you know, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
You will. All right, welcome back to GCSN at the half. Again, it's 7-0. Nature Coast over Springstead. So let's just take a quick look at the halftime statistics. Nature Coast has 107 yards in the air. Springstead's kept it on the ground all night long so far. The rushing yards, we apologize. There's actually an error in our statistical program. So they actually have about 74 yards. That's 74 yards for Nature Coast. 87 on the ground for Springstead. And that's going to lead us to our 7-0 score. But for now, let's go ahead and get more details on the key players of the first half for tonight. And we're going to... Now,
Welcome back to Coach's Corner here. The atmosphere here at Springstead is absolutely ecstatic. We have an offense led by Christian Garrett, the quarterback for Nature Coast. And also on defense, we have number 20, William Gavinazzi, who has had a fantastic defensive front. Now, like we said in the pregame, Will for Springstead has been running the ball nonstop, up and down the field, and on the Nature Coast side, you see that they can make points happen really, really fast. So keep your eyes on both of these folks because they are going to make a difference. The first ever day here on this turf field for Springstead. Now it's time to bring it back for the second half. Take it away, Paul and Abe.
So with Nature Coast up 7-0 over Springstead, what's the feel you got right now?
Paul, it's not the game that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more scoring going on, but what I see right now is happening is turnovers and penalties starting to be the key. And it seemed like something in the air. Those guys are playing, but they're not playing to their potential. The running game, the Eagles have been able to stop the running game, which we know R.J. Jones is a dynamic runner for the Sharks. But one thing has happened is Garrett has connected with Jones, and Jones was able to make a big play on offense, scoring that first touchdown for the Eagles.
Yeah, they had that big play right before the half there. The fourth play, 99 yard. Jones to Christian Garrett to R.J. Jones. Garrett, he's got about 107 yards passing right now with a touchdown. Jones got himself a team touchdown. So they got a good, decent split of offense, passing and rushing. Now for Springstead, old school football right there. And, they're just keeping it on the ground, and Figueroa is carrying most of the load at about 56 yards.
So it's going to be interesting to see what both coaches go into the halftime, what they did, what are they going to do, who's going to have that energy. Normally cramps start happening in the second half of the game. Penalties, big penalties. I know R.J. Jones got hit for a big penalty, but he made up for it on that offensive play. Christian Garrett has been the field general for the Sharks. He's been doing a great job with his passing. One of his passes, it was tipped. It was in the end zone. He also had one taken back, and it seemed like it was a great time for their offense. And Coach Garofano, like you said, has truly gone old school, and he's pounding. They haven't been able to stop the pounding, but apparently penalties is stopping the pounding for them. So the second half is going to be a big half for both teams. And again, tonight, the Sharks was able to be the first team to score a touchdown on this new turf field. All the fans are in the stands on both sides. It's football atmosphere. It is packed house.
So, yeah, we're going to have a big second half here. Pretty decent game to start off the broadcast here for Gulf Coast Sports Network. And once again, I'd like to thank Aiden Coleman for being the senior spotlight at this half. And so looking up here at the second half here, it's going to be something where Springstead's going to be receiving to start this second half. And so when we get back here, we're going to go ahead and cut to a commercial break, and we'll go ahead and hopefully start the second half here and get some action. So we'll be right back.
You develop this mentality that you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
No, you can do that. You can just put it up, put it up for like 30 seconds. So we're back here awaiting the kickoff for the second half. Again, Springstead will be receiving. So big game here. Start off the first week of Gulf Coast Sports Network's action here. Like you said, Abe, we thought maybe a little bit more fireworks, but it's been more of a defensive ball game. And again, a couple penalties hurting each team, but Nature Coast definitely not afraid to go ahead and mix in the pass along with the run. They've got a nice little balance there. So, with Nature Coast, with Springstead just relying solely on the run, Nature Coast, that's given Nature Coast a little bit of an edge defensively just because of the fact that they don't have to worry about the pass, and they can load up in the middle there and try to go out and take down Big Will Figueroa. So,
Well, Paul, there's no turning back now. Third quarter, we're going to see who came to play today.
So back deep for Springstead, number 7, Jeremiah Brown, and number 8, Elijah Rogers.
Remember that up front battle right now is 50-50.
Eagles fans, just a reminder, the Eagles will be back in action.
Kicking off for the
At Booster Stadium
Nature Coast Sharks.
on September the 11th. As we welcome
Be
in
Logan
the
Kepner.
Bulldogs of Sacramento. 7:30 kickoff
Kepner, junior, 5'10", 150.
on September 11th, Friday night.
And stay tuned towards the end of the game there, Abe. We're going to go ahead and pick the Glory Days player of the game. I'm sure you got a couple folks in mind right now.
Jeremiah Brown and Elijah Rogers back to the season for the Eagles.
All right, so we're here to go ahead and start the second half. Kepner puts toe to leather. Rogers picks it up. Brings it up to about the 13-yard line, 12-yard line.
Seemed like Rogers fumbled it around, but he was able to get the ball and get to the right side to at least grab some yards for the Eagles as they get ready to come out to the third quarter.
So Springstead will go ahead and start this second half. Deep in their own territory at the 12. I don't see Big Will Figueroa going out there right now. It's going to be Rogers and Leal. Nope, correction. There is Big Will Figueroa. And he gets the ball immediately and goes to the left side. Picks himself up about a yard or two. That'll bring up second down.
So, Paul, looked like the Eagles went right back to what they were running the first half. Simple dive play up that left side. Picked up about 2 good hard yards on that play.
Yeah, Coach Garofano definitely is going to have the time possession in his mind about trying to keep the ball as long as he possibly can to keep it out of the hands out of Nature Coast. Try to keep this score down. So 2nd and 9. He fakes. Holman throws it. Goes out to Leal. Leal picks it up at about the 22-yard line, so close to the first down marker. And a big round of applause by the fans here. The Springstead actually threw the ball. So they're going to call that a first down.
So Coleman rolled to his left, threw a nice pass, picked up a first down on the play, first pass of the game.
He goes right back to Leal on the run this time. Brings it up about the 25-yard line, so he'll pick up about 2 on that. So Braxton Leal, nice little complimentary there to big Will Figueroa.
And on that play, Coleman did a nice little inside handoff to Lil as he went around the right side, picking up 2 yards on that play.
Brings up 2nd down for the Eagles. Coleman looking to the sideline for the change of play. Going to go back to Figueroa. Gets himself about 2 or 3 yards up here. Bring up 3rd down.
3rd down for the Eagles.
So yet another heavy dose of Will Figueroa here to start the second half. The Eagles were a little shy this time, and they did throw the ball.
Like I said, that was the first pass for them of the game here early in the 3rd quarter.
And it picked them up a 1st down, too, so gives them a little bit of confidence. There's Coleman. He rolls to the right. He flares it out. Once again, O'Leal tried to make a little one-handed sweep catch, and that went right through his hand there.
So on that play, Paul, Coleman rolled to his right. He threw a nice dime, but Leo tried to get a little fancy with it, and it went in and out of his hands, bringing up a 4th down.
That's one of those plays where they always tell you as a receiver, Abe, you got to go and attack the ball. Both hands, go get the ball. Looks like he tried to let that ball go into his hand and sweet talk it a little bit. So Bradenberg is going to go ahead and punt for the Eagles. It's blocked. Lizor with the block.
And a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Sharks. Big play there by Joe Lizor. Running right up the middle with the block, then picks it up right at the 2 and walks it right in. And the Sharks take a lead.
Special team play.
Special teams, special players.
Check out the Care 1 instant replay. Sharks showing pressure. Liza come through. Slightly touched, but then he blocked the ball and it went straight to the end zone. He scooped it up and scored a touchdown, which made a big special teams play for the Sharks.
So the Sharks are looking to put up the extra point. Snap is down. Keep it up. Lappner is good. So that'll be 14-0 for the Sharks there. Start off the 3rd quarter here. Second half is looking all Sharky right now.
So that was another style, Bobby Boucher style play for Liza on that as he went through the middle and blocked that punt with the touchdown.
Boom, boom, McCoy. So with the Sharks up 14-0 early. (9-12). So the Sharks immediately take advantage of the miscue with the block punt there. Walk it in. Springstead's got to, Springstead I think now is going to definitely have to start throwing a little bit more. They started showing that. But credit Joe Lizor on that. He just flushed right up the middle, untouched. Makes the block, picks it up, walks it in. Special teams dream right there, Abe.
Special team play can change the momentum of a game as well.
Defense and special teams, right? That's what they say. So here's the kickoff by the Sharks. Taken by the upback. That's Sands. And he's immediately wrapped up. Not going very far. That was number 12, Neon Spikes. Made that big catch.
We mentioned his name. We mentioned his name quite a bit tonight. He's been a good offensive player for the Sharks as well, and making big plays on special teams now.
Yeah, he had that big run there that opened up a lot of space for him at the end of that first half there. So Springstead will have another opportunity. Let's see what they have to answer. 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
First and 10 from the 17.
Coleman in the shotgun. I don't think he's been in the shotgun all night. There's the handoff. Immediately wrapped up. Will Figueroa by who? None other than Boom Boom Magoo, Joe Leiser.
Now on that play, Lizer was back there immediately as if he knew the play, and he was able to wrap up Figueroa with the assistance of Tyler Davis on that play.
Second down and close to 12.
So they're going to lose one on that. Twins to the left, twins to the right. There's the pass. Over to the right. He's going to bring it up to about the 20-yard line and driven out of bounds. That was caught by, looks like, number 12. No, correction.
Look like number 13.
We don't have a updated roster from Springstead, so couldn't tell you what the young kid's name is, but he does get him a couple yards. Max Preps, don't they have the rosters on Max Preps where you can go ahead and update this? So here we go, third down. Coleman throws into coverage, but comes out. Sands brings it up to about the 24-yard line, so about 3 yards short of the first down. Nice comeback, though, there by Mr. Sands.
So Coleman is staying in the pocket and delivering the pass, but it seemed like the play is just not coming like he needs them to come. Was now they're back at fourth down, giving the Sharks the ball again.
Well, looks like I'm not sure who's punting the ball. Oh, there he comes. There's the snap. Bradenberg gets the punt off. That looks like it might roll right into R.J. Jones's hands. He picks it up at the 35 and immediately gets brought down.
He was able to pick up 2 yards on that.
Taken down by Jacob Johns on that.
So it'll be our first time seeing the Sharks after half. Let's see what the field general Christian Garrett brings them out to do.
$7:21 left to go here in the quarter. So, like you said, Christian Garrett's going to have his opportunity here. First time around in the second half. And going to roll to the right. He's going to throw it back. He's got R.J. Jones wide open. 40, 30, cuts it back to the 20, 10. Touchdown, Sharks! No flags on the play. Jones just runs right by his defender.
So another Garrett and Jones link up, taking it all the way. Check out this Carry One instant replay. Garrett drops back. He looks. He sees Jones skating down the left side. Jones catches it, makes a move. Makes another man miss. It's a foot race, and Jones is in the end zone for another Shark quick touchdown.
Yeah, that's the that could be a dagger to Springstead right there. So another long connection between Garrett and Jones puts the Sharks up 20-0 here.
Uncalculated, but Garrett probably has thrown for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, making some big plays. You know, R.J. Jones normally coming out of the backfield, making his way downfield, but tonight they have changed it up to where they're being air raided and hitting him in the air.
There's the snap. It's down. It's up. It's good. So the Sharks will take a 21-0 lead here. Halfway through. We'll take a timeout. And we'll be right back.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand
That's
what
their
people
new
are looking
combination.
for. They want to look good
Because
for their age.
no other
We can
linebacker
accomplish
is going to
this
be able
by
to cover
treatments
him
such as
coming out that
Botox,
backfield.
filler, lasers, and an array of facials. Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us.
Back here with Nature Coach on a quick strike from Garrett to Jones. Another one. Chalk that up for number 2 tonight. 21-0 Nature Coast. Hey, this is something that, you started mentioning it, that this is a nice little wrinkle that the Sharks have, because you're used to seeing R.J. Jones taking the ball, rushing it with the quickness and the cutback. But now, the wrinkle, him coming out of the backfield to receive passes, I don't know if there's too many people around here that's going to be able to cover him.
And the way Garrett is staying poised in the pocket and delivering the ball to each one of his receivers, because he's had multiple receivers he's thrown the ball to tonight, and they've made plays once they put the balls in their hands. And that's the element that we really haven't seen out of the Sharks. The Sharks are known for their run game coming deeply for years with nothing but running backs coming through there. Now they add another element.
And here's the kickoff. That's going to go to Elijah Rogers. He's going to field it. He's going to bring it up to the 45. Ran into his own man. Take it down at about the 47-yard line. So Springstead will go ahead and have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Down 21-0.
That was the ball touching a 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Eagles on the Springstead.
And right now, Paul, the way it's going, the Eagles are going to have to open up their passing game, because being down 21 points, they got to do something to get themselves back into this game.
You know, you mentioned the poise of Christy Garrett. You know, he did take a big shot, big hit he took on that last touchdown pass there. But like you said, he stood in the pocket, stood his ground, made the pass, took the hit. 7 points for the Sharks. So,
but he took that hit and was able to get up with a big smile on his face.
Here's a quick pass to Rogers. Going to cut it right back up the middle. Picks up about 8 yards on that. We'll call it 9. So 2nd down and 1 for Springstead.
So Coleman hit another quick strike. Check out the Care One instant replay. Coleman's in the shotgun. He drops back. Nice little screen pass. He cuts through the middle. Was able to pick up quite a few yards on that play.
So it'll bring 2nd and short. Figueroa next to Coleman. Gives it to Figueroa. He goes up the middle. He's got a little bit of daylight. Don't want to stand in front of him while he's running downfield. He does get tripped up there at about the 20-yard line. Big run there, though. That was Caden Burton that Figueroa had him in his crosshairs, and Caden Burton kind of just fell down and tripped him up.
And that was a big play. He came through there like a cannon, making up some yards.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break here at the water break with Springstead on the march. So we'll be right back.
You must recently.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles on the 19. Trying to march downfield. Big run there by Will Figueroa. Coleman looking to pass. He goes across the middle. Nice play there by Tron Hanna, knocking that ball away.
Brings up second down and 10 for the Eagles.
Coleman is standing in there with a nice little spiral on the little quick slant play. But it looked like the Sharks may have a player down. He's slow to get up. That's number 20.
Yeah, it's William Giovinazzi. That's not a good thing for the Sharks. Yeah, that little quick slant, Charlie intended to Elijah Rogers on that, but a big play there by Tron Hanna knocked that ball away. So with this injury timeout, we'll go ahead and take a timeout. Sharks up 21-0 over Springstead. We'll be back.
For the past 5 years, I haven't ran because I just believed that my body was on the decline, that the pain that I was experiencing was not tolerable enough for me to go out and run. And the day that he adjusted me, I felt that relief, and I felt like I could actually put on my cleats again.
All right, we're back, and it looks like Giovinazzi is going to go ahead and walk it off. So that's a good sign for Nature Coast. Just got a little banged up on that play. Springstead will have the ball second down and 10 at the 19-yard line inside the red zone. Speaking of the red zone, Abe, anybody looking to sponsor our red zone this year, we're open for anybody to go ahead and do such.
Second and 10 for the Eagles on the Sharks. 19.
So second down. Handoff goes to Figueroa. Immediately hit. Bounced off that. Still trying to fight for yards. Looks like he picked up about 4 on that. That was a big collision there right at the line of scrimmage, but Figueroa was able to break away from that.
Looked like Parker was able to get up there and make that initial contact, but with a guy like Figueroa, you got to wrap him up because he kept his legs turning and he was able to move a couple more yards after the initial contact.
So big third down here for Springstead. They got a little bit of drive going here. Third down, it looks like about 6. They're going to give it. No, quick pass. That's complete to Rogers. He's in for the touchdown. Correction, that's Leal. Braxton Leal. Touchdown Eagles.
So Coleman with another nice slant play and a couple missed tackles and a nice spin. And he was able to get in the end zone. Coleman drops back, going across at the slant, catches it, makes a nice twist, and he twists himself right into the end zone.
Yeah, big play there for Eagles to answer on that. They definitely needed something. They went down 21-0. A nice little drive there. Started throwing the ball a little bit, Abe. I think that's got Nature Coast a little bit off center there. You know, they weren't looking for the pass for most of the game, and all of a sudden, Springstead comes out, starts throwing the ball. Nature Coast is going to have to correct that problem. So,
and with that touchdown, they're keeping themselves in this game. Only down by 14 points, but they got to be able to stop the Sharks' offense passing game right now. They've contained the run, but it's now the passing game that has opened up for the Sharks that is impacting the Eagles right now. 114 yards rushing, 173 passing for the Sharks.
They're going to have another opportunity to come out here.
Springstead got 123 yards rushing and 41 yards passing. We got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. 21-7. Your Sharks lead. 4:44 remaining in the third quarter.
We'll go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. right, so we're back here. Springstead will be kicking off. Once again, back deep for Nature Coast, Tron Hanna and R.J. Jones. Bradenburg will be going ahead and kicking off for the Eagles. Sharks will be getting the ball with a 21-7 lead here. 4:49 left to go in the third quarter. This little short kick, little onside-er. Might have touched that prior to getting to the 50, so looks like the Sharks got the ball anyway. And the penalty flag does come out, so Springstead tried a little trickery on that one there and didn't quite pull off the execution.
Yeah, but it's going to give the Sharks great field position. And they waved it off. First down. So let's see what the Sharks dial up.
So the Sharks will have good field position here to start this drive in Springstead territory. Coach Garofano tried to roll the dice on that one there. He was close, but about a yard short. So Christy Garrett brings his troops out. R.J. Jones in the backfield next to him. Quick little flare out. That's Nick Elwin. Driven out of bounds at about the 39.
Nice little swing pass from Christian to Elwin to the left side of the field. Nice pickup. Gonna bring up second down and about 2 yards to go.
Nature Coast still, they're not afraid to keep throwing that ball with a 14-point lead. They're sticking to their game plan of a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Man in motion is Elwin. There's the handoff. That goes to number 12, Neon Spites. And Spites gets up to about the 36-yard line.
So there, Paul, you're seeing Garrett in shotgun with a little motion. Quickly gives the ball and gives a handoff, and they go straight up the middle. Enough yards to move the chains, make it a first down, and they just walking the ball as well as clock management on their side now. They're not trying to strike past. They're just moving the ball, moving the chains.
The one thing with Nature Coast tonight, we talked about a little bit earlier about R.J. Jones being the featured back, but he hasn't really been too featured in this. And Neon Spates, he's been out there handling the load pretty much for Nature Coast on the running department there. There's Garrett looking, throws it to the right to R.J. Jones. He gets himself up to about the 25-yard line, and another first down.
Picks up another first down. That connection, Garrett to Jones, once again, and he makes his way around the right side of the field, picks up the first down. Check out the Care One instant replay. Garrett sits firm in the pocket, puts a nice catchable ball to Jones, and Jones just do his thing and make his way around. It's a nice combination, nice complement to his running game as well.
Yeah, and that's something that, it's valuable to have, especially if you have a running back that gets the ball out of the backfield there and get yourself some good yardage.
And keep in mind, last year Jones had over 1,300 yards rushing, and he's just a junior. He was a sophomore when he did that.
So Garrett's going to take it himself at the middle. He's got a little bit of a hole. Whoa, nice little play there. That looked like he could have been off for 6. That was number 7. Jeremiah Brown that makes a shoestring tackle there, but that was close.
Coach Hawley's showing a little bit of his playbook, opening up and letting the quarterback do a quarterback sneak up the middle. When Garrett was able to pick up 9 yards on that play.
Yeah, that was a big run there. Like I said, the one for Brown tripping him up, that could have been 6 points right there. So second down and about a half a yard for the Sharks inside the red zone of the Eagles. There's the handoff. It's going to go to Elwin. He's going to fish around the right side, brings it over the 10, cuts it back. He looks like he's into the end zone. He dives.
And it looks
It's
like
a touchdown.
It looked like some flags on the play, holding on the offense, which is going to bring that back. That is the second touchdown that was brought back tonight from holding. Check out the Care One instant replay. Elwin in motion, he gets the ball, scampers to the right side. He was able to push the player out of the way because now they're getting tired to where they're trying to arm tackle, and you can't arm tackle some of these guys with quick feet.
Yes, that's a big costly penalty there. So that'll bring us second and 10. So that'll move them out of the red zone too. So there's a handoff and immediately met in the backfield. 8 Spates. Taken down by James Hicks.
Now, Paul, that was the first time the Eagles was able to get back there and get pressure on number 12 and take him down immediately. So that was a nice push by the Eagles defensive line on that play.
So big third down. Eagle defense looking to make a stand here.
Lost a couple on the play, brings up 3rd and 12.
Last time the Sharks was in a position like this, they were able to get Elwin that ball on a post corner route.
I'm thinking they're looking at R.J. Jones on this one right here. He's rolling. He's throwing it deep in the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, Sharks.
Is another holding.
Another holding.
That is the third touchdown that has been called back tonight from holding. Let's check out this Care One instant replay. Let's see if we can find the hold.
Right there. It looked like it was Spates. There was a free shot, but I'll tell you what, Sitar makes a heck of a catch down there in the end zone. But yeah, it looks like it might have been on Spates on there. That defender was trying to get around the corner on him, and he just kind of threw his hand out and grabbed whatever he could. So,
Paul, I'm impressed with Christian Garrett. He has been standing in that pocket, and he has been putting the ball in its place all night long.
especially rolling to the left, and he's throwing dimes out there. Like I said, that was a nice catch there by Sitar.
The only person who has stopped his passing game is the referees.
Yeah.
With the holding calls.
So it looks like Nature Coach is going to take a timeout. And so with that timeout, we'll take a timeout. 21-7. Sharks over the Eagles with 1 minute left to go. We'll be back.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
Went through the VFW, I went through the American Legion, and I felt they couldn't help me. And, I got in touch with Chris, and he got right to work on it, and I'd say within a year, I had 100% disability.
All right, so we're back here. Nature Coast looking at a third and very long. There's a little flare out to Spates. Spates going to take it, brings it across the 30, brings it back up to about the 25, so it doesn't make it back to the original line of scrimmage.
But I'm very impressed the way Christian Garrett is standing there and putting the ball placement to his receivers to where they can make a catch and stay in stride and make plays for the Sharks offense.
So big fourth down call for Coach Haley coming up here, Holly. Nature Coast probably going to go ahead and throw the ball here, obviously. Keep Springstead back on their heels. Garrett rolling to the right, throws it deep into the end zone.
And it's a catch! Touchdown!
Jackson DiPetrillo.
When I tell you, the way Garrett rolled around, you thought the defender was going to get him. He darted the ball downfield and a beautiful catch. And another flag, but it's after the touchdown, so this time it won't take Garrett passing touchdown away.
Yeah, at this rate, he'd probably end up with about 7 touchdowns. But a big play there, though. You know, Garrett rolling to his right, throws it. Like I mentioned just a little bit ago.
Touchdown is good after the play. Unsportsmanlike contact flanking the ball on the Nature Coast Sharks. Penalty will be assessed along the
Nice catch there by DiPetrillo. There's going to be a penalty on the extra point there. Maybe offsides on the Eagles.
flag before the play.
False start on the Sharks.
False start by the Sharks.
So they'll go ahead and line it back up again, and Kepner will go ahead and give it another shot. Oh, high snap. Gets away from the holder. Kepner thinks it's going to fall on the ball, so the extra point's not going to be any good. So a little bit of a high snap over the holder's head nullifies the extra point. So
But that was Ja'Kai Brown who was able to get down there and get on the ball.
with 53 seconds left here to go in the third quarter, Nature Coast up 27-7 over the Eagles.
And Paul, it looks like Christian Garrett is giving a clinic and utilizing the receivers and spreading the ball around. He's had multiple receivers that he's thrown to. Right now, Nature Coast has 125 yards rushing, 232 yards passing. And he's had multiple receivers.
Yeah, he's hit Jones twice for the touchdown. He hit DiPetrillo for the touchdown. He's been hitting Elwin a couple times tonight, so he's been scattering across the board there, giving everybody a chance to go ahead and take care of his passes that he's throwing out there.
And those are the passes that counted. Remember, he had 3 other touchdowns that were taken away from holding penalties.
That is true. That is true. So Christian Garrett definitely having a nice night here tonight. So 53 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Springstead definitely going to have to answer. They're going to have to put a nice drive together here.
And they need a quick drive.
There's a flag. Might have been a delay.
On the Sharks.
So that'll move the Sharks back a 5. So Springstead should have some decent field position on this kickoff here. Brown and Rogers back deep. There's the kick. Goes to Brown. Brown looking at it, picks it up. He's going to take it up to the middle of the field. Brought down at about the 45.
So that was Jeremiah Brown on the carry. So let's see what the Eagles offense is going to do.
Isaiah Williams on that tackle there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 46. Good field position. You mentioned it just a second ago, Abe. This is something that they might want to go ahead and little quick strike here. Time is not on their side. Roger spit. Only one on the right.
Ooh, Figueroa. He was hit immediately.
Will Coffey with the big hit. Took a big chop at the fig tree right there and took it down. So that's a loss of 2 on that play. So 2nd and 12. There's a snap. Coleman looking over the middle. He fires it. Complete the Brown. Brown brings it up to the 40. Knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Big play by number 7, Jeremiah Brown. Coleman stood tight in the pocket, hit the little post pass coming across. Check out the Care One instant replay. Coming across on the dig route, catches it, makes some yak after the catch.
So that'll do it here for the 3rd quarter. Sharks up 27-7. Eagles on a little bit of a drive, so we'll be right back.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you know, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
Garrett hasn't had any pressure except one time.
So we're back here. You were mentioning it. Garrett hadn't but about one pressure tonight.
And he's been standing tall in the pocket and just picking them apart, making plays with multiple receivers.
So big first down there for the Eagles. Start the 4th quarter. They got the ball 1st and 10 at the Shark 35. Hand off to Figueroa. Maybe a yard. They're going to say back to the line of scrimmage. Taken down by number 21, T.D. Davis. And they're going to give him a yard. So 2nd down and a long 9.
Now I want to see Coleman go deep down the field. He's been hitting nice screen passes and slants.
Immediately met in the backfield again. And there's a penalty on that one. That was Dontrell Parker that laid the lick into Figueroa, who maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to see what the penalty is here. Personal foul against the Sharks.
Personal foul on the defense for targeting.
Wonder where the targeting was at, but that'll give the Springstead some free yardage here.
Ball was placed on the 20-yard line, 15-yard penalty for targeting, brings up first down and 20 for the Eagles.
Now, you know, in here, Coleman has been hitting the slants and the dig routes.
So
And, of course, Figueroa up the middle.
Eagles in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 20. A little quick flare out to Brown. Brown's going to take it right up the middle, or correction, yeah, cut it back up the middle. Close to the first down, maybe about a yard short. Correction, that was Rogers, not Brown. And he's still down on the ground there. Looks like he's banged up a little bit. So with that timeout, we'll go ahead and take a timeout ourselves. We'll be right back.
Elijah Roberts on the reception, number 8.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
All right, so we're back here. Elijah Rogers up walking it off.
Look like he might be cramping up.
Yeah, it could be. Weather's not too bad here, though, tonight, Abe. It's slightly humid, but not too bad. It's tolerable. And again, I am sitting in front of an air conditioning, so. So they're going to say he was down at the 13. So that'll bring up 2nd and 3 for the Eagles.
And they still got a discussion with the head coach Hawley on the Shark side.
He might be getting an explanation on that targeting call that was called. Coleman on the center. Hand off to Figueroa. Goes up the right side.
Picks up about a yard, yard and a half.
Long carry, takes the line, the ball through the line of scrimmage, close to the 10-yard line, brings up 3rd down.
So 3rd down for the Eagles. They're getting a sniff. Goal to go.
Ball placed up to the 11-yard line, brings up 3rd and a good yard for the Eagles.
There'll probably be another run here for Figueroa. Try to get him that 1 yard. But the Sharks, you know, they've proven tonight that they can go ahead and stop that. So here it comes. Right up the middle. Not this time. He gets
another
up
flag.
To about the
another flag on the play.
So let's see what the flag is. Looks like it's coming back against it. Yeah, against the Eagles. So once again, the offense is a 1 step forward, 2 steps back here. Shooting themselves in the foot, and this is the time of the game where you got to buck up and concentrate and not give silly penalties like a false start or illegal formation. Taking silly penalties like that's going to cost your team. So instead of 3rd and 1.5, now we're going to bring up 3rd and 6. And there's another penalty on this one. It looks like another false start.
So it looks like whenever the Sharks shift, it gets the Eagles to jump off sides because they're shifting right before the play.
Yeah, if this is if that's what's going on, then that means Springstead's offensive line is starting to get a little gas there. They're getting down in their stances and hanging out there a little bit too long. Now it looks like that's going to be against the Sharks there. One of those bait 'em calls there. Tried to bait the offense to the jumping and.
On the Sharks, 5-yard penalty, brings 3rd down.
Coach Hawley's trying to get an explanation of what exactly they just called there. He doesn't appear to be too happy with it. But the Eagles get the 5 back. So now again, we're going to bring up 3rd down and back to that 1 yard. So that might make this a little bit easier of a call to give it to Figueroa, who goes right back up the middle. He breaks it out to the right. He does get the 1st down. He's down at about the 6-yard line. So that'll be 1st and goal for the Eagles.
Well, Paul, on that play, it looked like he was immediately headed up the middle, but then bounced to the outside to pick up that extra 2-3 yards.
With 9:14 left to go here in the ball game. Stay tuned at the end of the ball game here for our Glory Days player of the game.
And what is it that the Glory Days player of the game get?
Well, they get a T-shirt. And a gift card. Appreciate that, Will. There's the handoff once again to Figueroa. Little counter play. He stumbles up to about the 2-yard line. Make that the 3-yard line.
So I see Coach Garofano is not going away from the run, even though he only have 8 minutes remaining in the game and he's down 20 points. He is still staying true to his run.
8:20 left to go. 2nd and goal. There's the snap again to Figueroa. Immediately met in the backfield, but he did break a couple of it. Nice tackle there by William Giovinazzi. Takes them down. Maybe he picks up 1 yard. So 3rd down and goal at the 2 for the Eagles. And flags are raining on the field. Once again, it might be one of those kind of penalties that are quite unnecessary. And it looks like it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Eagles. So that'll move them back 15. Abe, that was ridiculous. It looks like Coach Garofano's trying to find out who that was. Looks like he's trying to get an explanation from the white hat exactly what happened and who it was on. So again, silly penalties go ahead and, unnecessary. So 3rd and goal from the 17 now instead of the 2. Now it's definitely going to probably look into passing on this one here, Abe. That's where my money's at.
It doesn't spread them out.
Rogers is split to the left. Quick pass over the middle. Oh, right through the hands. Braxton Leal, who's been having a decent game tonight. But that hit him right in the hands and dropped right to the ground.
So Coleman had his offense. Check out the instant replay. He had everybody spread out wide, put it right in his hands, and he was unable to hold on to it.
He had heavy pressure off the edge right there. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles.
He also had Figueroa open in the flats on the left side.
So big call right here. Eagles are looking to put this in the end zone and keeping it close. There's the snap. Throws it to Figueroa, but we do have a flag. Offsides. Looks like it's offsides out there on the far side of the field. So that'll give the Eagles a little bit more playability. A lot of penalties here in the 4th quarter, Abe. Shows you this early in the year. Kids just aren't quite seasoned and conditioned yet. And it's starting to cost them a little bit on both sides.
When you have a big game like this, you have those occasional referees trying to control the game and make sure that players don't get out of hand with the talking back and forth and things of that nature as well.
So Rogers split wide to the left. There's heavy pressure again. He dumps it short. That's to Brown, Jeremiah Brown. And another penalty flag. Personal foul, roughing the passer. R.J. Jones, they called it on. I mean, they had free reign right there. They had some really heavy pressure coming from both sides. And unfortunately, they got there a little bit too late. And they're going to go ahead and call a timeout. And they're going to probably, it looks like somebody's got an injury down there. A little cramp going on for Nature Coast.
Here's a Nature Coast player down on the field.
So we'll go ahead and take a timeout ourselves with the Sharks up 27-7 over the Eagles. We'll be right back.
Hey there! Have you heard about Ron Schuster Pest Control? They've been serving the Nature Coast since 1983 and are experts in keeping your home and lawn pest-free. Give them a call at 352-683-4003 to schedule your appointment. Remember, when it comes to lawn treatments, the grass is always greener at Ron Schuster Pest Control.
So we're back. Hannah going ahead and jog it off the field. Looks like he might have just caught a cramp. Well, that's a good sign for the Sharks that it's only just a cramp. So once again, now with the benefit of the first down because of the late hit on the quarterback, the Eagles got it first and goal. A little bit of luck on their side from the 6. There's the fakes. Throws it across. Pass intended to Leal.
So it looked like Coleman was trying to roll to his right. Number 7 was getting pressure immediately. That was Elwin, where he threw the ball too low into the ground and unable to be caught.
Well, Coleman's been under a lot of pressure this fourth quarter here. Every time he rolls back to pass, and there's usually a Shark or two sniffing around on him. So on the 6, Figueroa up the middle. He's got a little bit of daylight. He walks it in for a touchdown for the Eagles.
And once again, they went to that basic run again, straight up the middle, give it to Figueroa. He bounced off the 2 players, and then there was nothing else there for him, and he just walks it into the end zone.
Take a look at the Care One instant replay. You can see that he cuts it right back up the middle. There was a little bit of a hole there, wide open. Walks it in for 6.
And there was some nice blocking by Jeremiah Brown up in the middle of that pile. They got him in there.
So the Eagles bring on the extra point. Kevin Bradenberg looking to make it 27-14. Cut the lead down to 13. There's the snap. The kick is up. It's blocked. Joe Leiser jumps on the ball, and he looks like he got a cramp.
With 7:08 left to go in the contest, your score, Sharks 27, Eagles 13.
So, big block there for the Sharks to keep it at a 14 spread. Makes it 27-13 Sharks. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
I went through the VFW, I went through the American Legion, and I felt they couldn't help me. And, I got in touch with Chris, and he got right to work on it, and I'd say within a year, I had 100% disability.
For the past 5 years, because I just believed that my body was on the decline, that the pain that I was experiencing was not tolerable enough for me to go out and run. And the day that he adjusted me, I felt that relief, and I felt like I could actually put on my cleats again.
He needs a high.
All right, so we're back, and Springstead's trying to scratch themselves back into this ball game. R.J. Jones back deep. Going to get the kick from Bradenberg. Again, another try on the onside kick, but immediately covered by the Sharks there.
And you're giving the Sharks great field position.
That was recovered there by Caden Burton. So now the Sharks will have pretty decent field position at their own 47-yard line. Correction, 48-yard line.
And Paul, it seemed like the Eagles control that clock so much we hadn't seen the Sharks on the field that much on offense.
Well, that and the fact that they had a combined, I think, about 9 penalties on that one last 30 seconds. So it's 7:06 left to go here in the ball game. Garrett under center. Hand off to Jones. Jones going to come around the left side. Still fighting. Brings it into Springstead territory and taken down at about the 37-yard line.
So Paul, on that, Garrett went up under center, gave a quick handoff to Jones, and as that battle been going on in the trenches, and those passing lanes open up, now they can go straight up the middle, and they're running the ball, and now R.J. Jones is now going to really put them to the test.
Yeah, this is the time, that Springstead's going to have to buckle up and look for a heavy dose of R.J. Jones now. Because now Nature Coast is going to be looking to go ahead and grind down that clock. So 1st and 10 and at the 37. Jones gets the handoff and immediately met in the backfield. Nice tackle there by number 55, Dusty Cheney. And another flag. Yes, apparently the ref didn't like the fact that the gentleman was trying to help up the other player. So he decided he wanted to get a part of the game and throw a flag. So that's a big penalty against the Eagles, something that they didn't need. So they're going to go ahead and take a water break here. And we're going to go ahead and throw you over to the John Leal Repairs scoreboard. All right, so we're back here. Nature Coast getting a free 15.
Once again, thank you, sponsors.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Sharks. 5:59 left to go in the ball game. Spates gets the ball.
As play resumes.
Picks up about 2.
Ball carrier number 12, Nathan Axel.
Looked like number 99 was on that tackle, Lucas Bridges.
As we approach 5 minutes to go in the game, those needing rides, please call or text for your rides at this time. We would like to have the campus cleared 30 minutes after tonight's game.
So they're going to say that he got about maybe a half a yard on that one.
Thank you.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Sharks in no rush at all. They're going to go ahead and take every second off this clock they can.
See R.J. Jones lining up wide to the right side.
And they're
Garrett
going to
drops back, puts
Pump
the ball
fake.
in the air.
Jones goes up. It was a 50-50 ball and knocked down. That was Braxton Leal on the coverage of R.J. Jones on that one. So that'll stop the clock, so that kind of benefits Springstead on that.
And you can see how they lined Jones up one-on-one and tried to make that one-on-one matchup. And like you said, it was a 50-50 ball. Garrett put it in the perfect place. Both of them went for the ball, but Jones hit it, but then he almost caught it the second time.
Hey, I'm not sure if Garrett Jones has thrown a bad ball this evening. I think everything he's thrown has been pretty much on the spot. He did throw that one.
I was about to say the one just where it seemed like it was some miscommunication between him and that receiver.
Yeah, O'Connell. So Spates taking up the middle. He breaks a few tackles. Taken down at about the 12-yard line, so that'll be enough for the first down for the Sharks.
Down near the 15-yard line, that is a Sharks first down.
So big first down for the Sharks.
Now just a quick inside handoff to number 12 as he started making guys miss. And right now, is it the fatigue of the Eagles to where now they're just giving 1-2 steps and these guys are arm tackling and reaching?
Yeah, they got some guys bent over, getting some deep breaths in there. So, but the Sharks smell blood in the water right now. 1st and 10 at the 12 inside the red zone. Quick little flare out. That's O'Connell that we just mentioned. He brings it up to about the 8-yard line. So that'll bring up about 2nd and 6.
Ball plays on the 8-yard line, brings up 2nd and 6 for the
3:45, the clock ticking.
Well, I thank each and every one of you for watching tonight. Make sure you stick around for our Glory Days Player of the Game. And also, next week, we'll be at the Shark Tank as they take on Tampa Catholic.
That should be a pretty good ball game there, Abe. Garrett takes
Garrett
it
keeps it up the middle and gets in the end zone.
Walks it right on in. And I think that's going to be the nail on the coffin right there, Abe. That looked a little bit too easy there for Garrett.
Check out the Care One instant replay. He takes it, fakes it to Jones, and he takes it right up the middle, untouched, and in the end zone for a touchdown.
So Kepner on for the extra point. Looking to make it 34-13. There's the snap. The kick is up. And it's good. So the Sharks take a 34-13 lead here late. 3:19 left. Like you said, Abe, he just walked right up the middle there, untouched. And yet another flag on the play. Yeah, we got another personal foul. Looks like it was against the Eagles. It was declined. So the Sharks are going to look like they're going to keep on rolling here, bump their record up to 2-0, undefeated. As we just mentioned, they got a big game next week against Tampa Catholic. That ain't no slouch school, Abe. They got a cornerback on that team that is deadly. And that's going to be a handful for Christian Garrett and R.J. Jones. Because not only is that kid long, but that kid is fast.
And they got other players on their team as well, and they have a nice quarterback coming in as well.
Yeah. So that's going to be a really tough test against Hernando next week. Springstead, they're going to drop to 0-2 on the year. They're going to have to take away from this game here. Think about exactly what needs to be done in the future here. Rogers will go ahead and cut it back on this side of the field. Brought down by number 25 for Nature Coast. Aquil Brown.
So 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. You have the Sharks up 34-13.
They're going to call it 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Eagles. This is something right here, Coach Garofano. Just didn't want to see any injuries. Just play it out. Leal and Dooley. Correction, just Dooley now in the backfield. It's like the Eagles going to be slinging the ball downfield. There's a quick pass intended to Rogers.
Seemed like the ball was tipped as well.
Yeah, that ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage there. So,
And Coleman was under a little pressure where he had to get rid of the ball a little sooner than he wanted to.
Well, Coleman has not had very much time at all this evening when he drops back to pass. So, there's a snap. They're going to go ahead and
Elijah had him.
off.
He was able to get away.
Dooley brings it up to about the 42. Correction to the 40 for an Eagle first down.
Check out the Care One instant replay on that. Straight handoff. He was grabbed in the backfield by Lizer, but he was able to get away and get around the right side. It seemed like Lizer was trying to hobble through some cramps. He still seemed like he's cramping. A lot of these players are starting to cramp while they're on the field in this game tonight.
There's a quick flare out to Dooley. Brings it over to 40, up to the 45.
Picks up a first down. Flag on the field.
So a big game there, about 15 yards, but there is a flag. And they're going to call holding against Springstead. So that'll walk it right back. So the big game was all for nothing.
Flag on the play, holding on the Eagles.
2:30 left to go here in the ball game.
Well, Paul, we got quite a few players to look at in regards to this Glory Days player of the game. We've had some big plays on both sides of the ball. We had Christian Garrett standing tall in the pocket. You had Jones made a few good plays. You had Elwin that made a few good plays. You had Figueroa that's been moving the ball for the Eagles.
And don't forget Joe Lizer with the block punt and pick up and scoop and score.
The water boy, Bobby Boucher.
That's it. Boom, boom, Magoo. There's the snap. Coleman looking to his left. Pressure. Throws it down. That's picked off. That's Tron Hanna. He's bringing it up to the right. 20, 10, touchdown, pick six, Sharks. And a flag, probably going to get called for unsportsmanlike conduct. But of course, that does not matter.
Care one instant replay. Coleman drops back, puts the ball in the air. Number 3 gets on the step ladder and grabs it. Makes his way back and all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, that was Coleman just kind of floated that one up there. Hanna had plenty of time to go ahead and adjust and get underneath that, and he took it back for a pick six. And they threw a flag on the play, which is kind of irrelevant at this point to even bother. But, hey, everybody wants some FaceTime, so. So Kettner on for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. That'll be 41-13.
The score now is 41-13 with 1:49 to go. On the pick six for the Sharks, number 3, Trenton Hanna, with 50-plus yard return. Eagles line up to receive.
So we'll go ahead and Eagles just going to go ahead and run this clock down 41-13. Sharks comfortably in the lead.
After the penalty for excessive celebration, the ball is placed on the 25-yard line.
So 1:49 left to go in this ball game to wrap it up. Not a good way to christen your brand new field.
Jeremiah Brown and Elijah Rogers back deep for the Eagles.
There's the kick. That's going to number 28, Casey Canada.
Casey Canada on reception for the Eagles.
Brings it up to about the 47.
45-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 47. 1:43 left to go.
First and 10 from the Eagle 47.
Coleman in the shotgun. Handoff goes to Dooley. Cuts it back up the middle. Crosses midfield. Gets up to about the 36-yard line.
Now, Paul Dooley has been doing a great job for the Eagles on his run game. So they do have a 1-2 punch with Figueroa and then Dooley, because Dooley been taking the load in this second half of the game, and he's been getting positive yards each time he touched the ball.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Eagles. There's the handoff again to Dooley. Immediately wrapped up.
That was number 20 of the Sharks.
Easy. And they're going to go ahead and call a timeout. Looks like Dooley blew a tire on that one. Cramping up a little bit. Again, I mean, it's not too hot out there tonight. It's not too humid. But again, I'm not down there playing football, Abe.
You're in the AC, sir.
Oh, that's right.
I'd like to remind you that once again the Eagles will be back in action.
So we will be selecting our Glory Days player of the game.
Please keep our stadium clean.
Plethora of players to choose from.
Put them in the receptacles on your way out. Thank you so much.
Jackson DiPetrillo had a receiving touchdown. Tron Hanna had an INT pick six. R.J. Jones, 2 touchdowns. Boom Boom Magoo Joe Lizer had a block punt and a scoop and score. Yeah, it looks like Dooley's all right. Put the spare tire on. He's going to roll himself to the sideline.
How about Ed? Remember Gomar? Gabriel Dewey as he makes his way to the sideline, shaking up on the way.
So 55 seconds left to go in this ball game. Looks like Leo's going to be out there replacing him. Actually got Jeremiah Brown lined up next to Coleman on this one. They do give it to Brown. He goes right up the middle. He's got some room.
He finds a
finds
hole.
the tackle. He's up to about the 20-yard line. Big run there by Jeremiah Brown.
He was quickly ran down from behind by number 21, Tyler Davis. He was not going to allow them to get in the end zone on that play.
Yeah, they're looking to keep that score just where it's at. So 14 seconds left. Coach Garofano's going to go ahead and, I guess you can't, use them in the next game, so you got to use them now. So with 14 seconds left, he's going to try to go ahead and create a play, and we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break while he's doing that. We'll be right back.
For the past 5 years, I haven't ran because I just believed that my body was on the decline, that the pain that I was experiencing was not tolerable enough for me to go out and run. And the day that he adjusted me, I felt that relief, and I felt like I could actually put on my cleats again.
All right, we're back here. 14 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Well, let's see what Coach Garofano dialed up for this play. 14 seconds remaining in the ball game. Sharks leading 41, Eagles 13.
I bet it's going to be a run, Abe.
He's gone 4 wide. He may be testing out some plays down the line. He got Coleman in shotgun.
There's the snap, and it is a run. Right to Brown. He's going to go around the left side looking for a little bit of room. He's dropped down at about the 15, but yes, there is another flag on the play. There's going to be a holding. With 5 seconds left to go in the ball game, the official calls a holding, and that's going to go ahead and give the Eagles negative 10 yards on that one.
Now, with this Glory Days player of the game, what will they receive, Paul?
They're going to go ahead and get themselves a T-shirt and a gift card.
What type of T-shirt?
Oh, they're going to get a GCSN T-shirt and a Glory Days T-shirt. And that's going to be the ball game. Dave, speaking of the Glory Days, what are we thinking right now about who's going to be the Glory Days player of the game? Is it going to be Jackson DiPetrillo? Is it going to be R.J. Jones?
Well, Paul, looking at the game and looking at everything that happened today, this young man came into the game with great poise and a field general and a leader. 13 passes, 17 attempts for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had 3 rushes for 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Our Glory Days player of the game tonight is going to be number 5, Christian Garrett. Great job, young man. Way to lead your team tonight.
And that's going to do it for us here, wrapping it up with a big win for Nature Coast. 41-13 over the Springstead Eagles. I'm Paul Smith. That's Abe Dowdell. Up the Will. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Abe, for a great call tonight on a big-time rivalry game in Hernando County. It was close for the first half, but the Sharks pulled away in the second. 41-13 is your final score. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast here tonight on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. Be sure to tune in later tonight. Our senior spotlight, Aiden Coleman, will be featured under our special events section of our YouTube channel. And all of our senior spotlights can be found there as well, going back to our inception. And you can always find the games on demand. For Abe Dowdell, Paul Smith, John McMurdo, Derek Smith, Eric White, Jason Cephas, I'm Will Wilkie, and we'll see you next time.